Hey, everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of
Woo!
Packaging. Today, it is Thursday, January 18th, and myself, Adam Peak, People of Packaging Podcast, and
Corey Connors, host of Sustainable Packaging Podcast.
if this is your first time or you listen all the time, please drop us a comment where you're listening from. It's an exciting time to be in packaging. Today, we're going to be talking about PCR content in paper versus virgin content in paper, using an article from packaging consultant Michael Houston that he posted a couple days ago. So let's get to it. We don't have all the fancy stuff that Avelio has, but I do have this transition. Let's get going. Hey, all right.
Best transition yet. Well done, Adam.
Best. I do like the Office one though. It's
Avelio he's a brilliant man. Yeah,
he is a fart smeller, smart feller. That's
yes.
what. That's
Yeah.
Sorry, Avelio. I didn't mean to. Say. Okay, so we've got this wonderful article here by, like I said, by Michael Houston. Post-consumer recycled paper versus FSC virgin paper, making sense of sustainable packaging choices. Here's Michael. He has been at P&G, Clorox, J&J, Unilever, Beachbody, Honest Company. He knows his stuff.
Only small companies, huh?
Only small companies. So we're not going to necessarily go through here and break all this down, but he does talk. He does give some pretty interesting stats. So the case for PCR: 28% less energy, 35% lower CO2 emissions, 50% reduction of water usage. By the way, you can go get all of this is built into Trayac on their LCA, on their Compass LCA. It's pretty cool. Significant landfill waste reduction. Gives a shout out to our friends at Eco Enclosed. Saloni and Kyle do a great job there.
Amazing people.
And also Nina Paper. This bright white by Nina Paper is pretty incredible. But then he goes through FSC certified virgin paper, more durable fibers, sustainable forest management. So anyway, you guys should go check this out. We'll make sure to put a link down there. But Mr. Corrugated, you were born in a vat of pulp.
That's right. In the Great Northwest.
Great Northwest. You get this question a lot, I'm sure, with specifically with corrugated packaging, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. Is ECT always used for recycled content and test always used for virgin content, or are those just two separate tests?
They're two separate tests with two separate materials. They can both have recycled content, to my knowledge.
Okay.
There's an age-old question whether we should have recycled content because it's better for the environment, or use less material with virgin paper. Mm-hmm. And the fibers, as you know, are the longest the first time they're used in a box, and as they go through the recycling system over and over again, they get broken down. There's a debate on how many times a fiber can be used in a paper product or in a corrugated box, but eventually they're so small they just fall through the screen in the recycling process. And so the debate is, should we use thinner material, that's virgin paper, or should we use thicker material, oftentimes needed to support PCR content? And the exciting thing is the PCR content has become much stronger as technology has improved, even using new materials such as hemp and Relief. There's a company called Relief that makes paper out of leaves, literally fallen leaves, which is incredible.
Yeah, they can come to my house and
that's what I told them.
Collect some if they'd like to.
I've got a year's supply in my backyard.
Yeah,
and a company called Rampack making material partially out of grass. Which is first in the industry.
Different than hemp, right? Like
totally different. Grass. Yeah, actual grass from a field that's unused fibers that they're reclaiming and using in their new material. The future is PCR, and the future is unused waste materials, as far as I can tell.
Let's say hello to our good friend Chris Olson.
What's Chris?
Up, Colorado. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun to kind of give these little 10-minute packaging updates. and let them sort of circulate on the LinkedIns and the YouTubes. So I totally agree on the PCR content. I think it's interesting. Ryan Fox, our friend of the show, Ryan Fox from Bloomberg, has told us that up to it's like 90% of PCR though does not come from the Amazon box that you put in your blue bin, which is still important to do. I'm not saying don't do that. It's that most of it comes from industrial or retail waste,
Right.
correct?
Yes.
Which is good. I mean, it's good that we're able to kind of keep this stuff in circulation, but also really cool to see us using, we'll call it like unused or waste in nature.
Right.
I don't want to say it's waste, but we can use things like, like post-industrial hemp, or we can use, I'm sure there's some applications for bamboo, and
Wheat straw.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Grass.
But the thing is with each one of these, and going back to the point that Michael was making, with each one of these, there are pluses and minuses to the resilience of the fiber. So, hemp, there was a lot of talk around hemp paper for a while, and it seemed as though it died out a little bit because the strength of the fiber was not even close to what it is on what we're getting from a tree. So we're having to use so much more material
Yep.
on some of these alternative things, which I think we should still be using it. We should still be trying to get money in to invest in this stuff and to try to build this stuff up. But it's not as though, if it's a folding carton or a corrugated box, it's not as though using FSC certified board is a negative
Right.
and using PCR board is a positive. It's not as clean cut as that. And I think Michael did a really good job of breaking that down in his article on LinkedIn, which is there. It's, for example, like you come from the corrugated industry, and I spent a lot of my time in folding cartons. And if you have a folding carton on a store shelf and it's dented, it's destroyed, it's kind of busted up, and I know you've spent some time in folding carton as well, that is not going to get sold. That product is going to get returned,
Right.
usually, or it will get discounted or something like that. But consumers are finicky, and if you see the box dented, you remember the old scene from was it Big Daddy, when he's like, Microsoft stock is down, and they're slamming
Throw.
cans on the ground.
Yep. Yep.
I think that consumers have that idea, and so we've said this, I don't know how many times, but there's nothing sustainable at all about returned products.
Right.
That
And the consumer perception is so number one. Unfortunately, that's what we're pining towards, is them seeing that this product is top quality. I interviewed a company that sells shampoo, and they said that they polled their audience and they said, "What's more sustainable, this or this?" And they showed a bottle of shampoo, and then they showed a bottle of shampoo in a chipboard box. And the consumer said it's more sustainable if it's in the chipboard box, which we all know is not true. The lack of the box makes it more sustainable, assuming it can ship, safely to the end user or to the retail facility. So there's lots of common misnomers in the industry.
the argument I would say that I've heard about the folding carton, it's not more sustainable in the sense that it's obviously more material, right?
Right.
It's more processes, that's very clear. The retailers like the folding cartons, especially if it's in something like shampoo, because and even the brands do, because of the shelf facing.
Right.
So a box can face up. You can put it into a push bar a lot easier than maybe a round bottle, and it gets shifted over to this side, and you don't know what brand it is, and it stays for a while. So the argument that I've heard is that it helps with pull through of products.
Yeah.
And in that case, there is an argument. It'd be a little bit squishy, but there might be an argument for like sustainability, because you don't have products sitting as long. It's not taking up space in the warehouse, blah, blah, blah. But that would be something a folding carton salesperson would probably tell you.
And that's the interesting part about packaging, is you can debate all day long, just like that article, this or that. this or that? What are the reasonings? And this is why we have to take a holistic approach to packaging and look at every detail. Where is it shipping from? What are the raw materials? Identify all your specifications, and then debate within your system if possible.
Yep. Well, everyone go check out what Michael Houston wrote over there, PCR versus virgin paper. I will try to jump into the comments here, create a link. Did a good job with that. We will be back tomorrow with Pack of the Week. Let's see. Pack of the Week. Pack of the Week. Pack of the Week. That's the worst.
That's it. I love it.
We'll do that again.
Valia is going to fire us. This is it.
Thanks, Chris, for jumping in. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.